Good morning, students. I hope you all are well. In today's class, we will discuss on normal inorganic constituent of urine. In our last videos, we have discussed on urine constituents, normal or abnormal, normal organic constituent or normal inorganic constituent. After that, in in the next video, we have discussed normal organic constituent of urine. So, in today's video, we will discuss on normal inorganic constituent. So let's start. First of all, we will revise something what we have studied in last classes. So urine is an excretory product of the body. It is formed in the kidney. Urine examination helps in the diagnosis of various renal as well as systemic diseases. In last classes, uh, we have discussed these things in detail. Now, what about urine collection? Urine is usually collected in a sterile, wide mouthed container. Different method of urine collections are as follows, like first morning sample. First morning sample, like uh, for the testing of cast and crystals. Random sample, chemical screening, microscopic examinations in case of bacterial infection. Next one is 24-hour urine sample. 24-hour urine sample basically used for protein, sugar, electrolytes, and hormones stimulation. Midstream urine, it is the urine collected after uh, uh, first urine. After that, clean catch urine. Clean catch urine is basically used in UTI infection. In this, the first urine is not collected, especially in case of UTI infection, urinary tract infection. So these are the some methods by which we can collect urine for the chemical examination. These examinations include either normal constituent or abnormal constituent. As we know, normal constituents are present in the urine at normal level, but abnormal constituents are present in certain abnormal conditions like kidney dysfunction, liver, and other deformities in our biochemical reactions. As we know, sample collected for urine examination uh, should be stored for a definite time or long time. So, what are the preservatives we can use in this sample to make them available at the time of examination? These are as follows. For determination of urea, ammonia, nitrogen, and calcium, we use hydrochloric acid. For determination of sodium, potassium, chloride, bicarbonate, calcium, phosphorus, urea, ammonia, amino acids, creatinine, proteins, reducing substance, and ketone bodies, we use thymol. Thymol as preservative. For determination of ascorbic acid, we use acetic acid as preservative. In certain cases, toluene may also be used as a preservative. So these are the preservative which can be used to preserve the urine for a detection at a given time. Now let us remind what was the composition of normal urine as we have discussed in our last videos. Urine is basically divided in two parts, solid and liquid. The solid part contains 5 to 10% organic or inorganic elements, and the liquid part contains water, basically mostly water, 90 to 95%. In our last video we have discussed on the organic constant of urine, normal organic constant of urine, some physical properties of urine and chemical properties of urine. Physical properties are utilized to examine the uh, health of an individual on the physical level without using any chemical, and the chemical properties are used by the uh, use of chemicals, certain chemicals, by which we can predict what could be the possibilities regarding disease or abnormalities in a healthy individual. So let us discuss on the physical properties of the urine. Some physical properties which are utilized to predict the healthy condition of a individual. These physical properties are volume, color, odor, pH, and specific gravity. Alteration in these physical properties may lead to certain disease. As we know, first of the volume of urine. A normal individual excrete 1 to 2 liter urine in a day. In other words, we can say 1000 to 2000 ml per day. The night urine output must be below 400 ml. Factors which influence the volume excreted are as follows, like intake of fluid, proteins, and salt. These can increase the volume output. Excessive perspiration and strenuous exercise decrease the volume of urine. Color. Normal urine is pale yellow due to presence of pigment like urochrome. When the output of urine is low, appears deep yellow. It means when the body is dehydrated. Freshly voided urine is clear and transparent. Long standing urine may become turbid due to the precipitation of phosphates. This is the appearance of normal urine. Now we will discuss on uh, property like odor. Odor. Normal odor of urine is aromatic in nature. Long standing urine may have an ammoniacal odor. Why? Because decomposition of urea into ammonia. The next property is pH. Normal pH of urine ranges from 5.6 to 6.5. Factors which influence pH: high protein diet. High protein diet make the urine more acidic. Diet rich in vegetable and fruit make the urine more alkaline. Measuring using, yeah, or we can say litmus paper, pH paper. We can use litmus paper and pH paper for the detection of acidity and alkalinity of the urine. In this figure, you can see the acidic pH and alkaline. When the color changes to blue, it is alkaline. When the color changes to red, it is acidic by the use of pH paper. Now, specific gravity. Specific gravity indicates the concentrating ability of the kidney. Normal range 1.012 to 1.024. The apparatus which is used to measure specific gravity is called as urinometer, refractometer, or dipstick. Specific gravity is affected by first, volume of urine excreted, second, amount of solid present in the urine. These two factors generally affect the specific gravity of the urine. Now, this is the figure of urinometer or hydrometer. It is the apparatus used to examine the specific gravity of urine. In this, it consists of a thin stem graduated from 1000 to 1060 corresponding to the specific gravities of 1.0 to 1.06. The bulb at the bottom is suitably wet. Urinometer is calibrated at 60 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degree centigrade. How we can use this symbol? Let us see method of determination of specific gravity by urinometer or hydrometer. First of all, take sufficient urine in a container. Allow the urinometer to float in urine without touching the sides. Observe the specific gravity reading corresponding to the menicus of urine. Note the temperature of urine using a thermometer. Temperature correction is done for specific gravity. How we can correct the temperature or temperature correction? Let us see. Temperature correction. Let us consider that we have observed specific gravity 1010. Observed room temperature 37 degrees centigrade. Temperature of urine 15 degrees centigrade. Corrected temperature, correction of temperature 37 minus 15 oblique 3, where we find 7. Now we will add this in our observed specific gravity. So now the specific gravity is 1017, which is considered as 1.017. So this is how we can calibrate our readings after calculating it by hydrometer or urinometer. Now we can see a picture regarding the operation of hydrometer or observation of hydrometer. What point we have mentioned in observation or method of hydrometer, we could see in this figure. Like, there is a tube containing urine, urinometer, mercury bulb, line of sight, which is called as menicus. So by the use or by the application of this point, we could find the specific gravity of urine. Now we will discuss chemical constant. As we have mentioned in our previous video, inorganic and organic constant like chloride, sulfate, calcium, inorganic phosphate, and ammonia. In organic constant, we have discussed it in last video: urea, uric acid, creatinine, erythryl sulfate, or organic sulfate, and urobilinogen. So in this video, we have to discuss on normal inorganic constant. So let us discuss about normal inorganic constant, how they may be detected, how they may be chemically examined. First of all, chloride. Normal chloride excreted in 24-hour urine sample is 8 to 15 gram per day as NaCl. The increased level, polydipsia, use of diuretics, addiction disease. Decreased level, excessive sweating, fasting, diarrhea, vomiting, diabetes insipidus, infection, and Cushing syndrome. Method or chemical test. Take 2 ml of urine, add 0.5 ml of concentrated nitric acid plus 1 ml silver nitrate solution. Curdy white precipitate. Inference: chloride is precipitated as AgCl with the silver nitrate in presence of nitric acid. Second, sulfate. Daily excretion 1 gram per day. Sulfur is derived from catabolism of sulfur containing amino acids. Increased level, cystinuria, high protein diet, and cystinuria. Decreased level, renal impairment. Now the method how to detect chloride, how to detect sulfate. So 2 ml of urine plus 2 ml of barium chloride, white precipitate. Inference. Sulfate is precipitated as barium sulfate with barium chloride. We could see in the figure. Next component is calcium. Daily excretion 200 mg per day. Increased level hyperparathyroidism, renal stones, hypervitaminosis D, and multiple myeloma. Decreased levels tetany. Now the method how to detect: 5 ml of urine plus 5 drop of 1% acetic acid plus 5 ml of potassium oxalate. Observation: trace amount of white precipitate which shows that calcium is present. Inference: calcium is precipitated as calcium oxalate in acid medium. Next one is inorganic phosphate. Daily excretion 1 gram per day. Increased level in rickets or osteomalacia, hyperparathyroidism, acidosis. Decreased level diarrhea, nephritis, parathyroid hypofunction, pregnancy. Now method: 5 ml urine plus few drop of concentrate nitric acid, a pinch of ammonium molybdate, warm. Observation: canary yellow precipitate as we are seeing in the picture. Inference: inorganic phosphate is precipitated as canary yellow ammonium phosphomolybdate. The next one is ammonia. Daily excretion 0.5 to 0.8 gram per day. Urinary ammonia is derived from glutamine and other amino acid by kidney. Increased level ingestion of acid forming food, diabetic ketoacidosis, urinary tract infection. Decreased level alkalosis, nephritis. Method to chemically detect it: 5 ml urine plus 2% sodium carbonate till the red litmus turns blue. It means we have to make it alkaline. Boil during boiling, hold a piece of moistened red litmus paper at the mouth of the test tube. Observation में red litmus turn blue. Inference: ammonia liberated turns red litmus blue. Actually ammonia is a alkaline element, so it changes the litmus paper to blue, which reflects its present in the urine. So students, in today's video we have discussed what are the normal inorganic constituent of urine. These are present in normal level, the high level or low level can cause problem, but their normal level cannot alter the body function. So read it and take care. Thank you.